you are. I hope that you're having an awesome day. Let's talk about how soon people forget. You know, once upon a time, they themselves may have been in similar situations that they now find themselves campaigning against. Let's talk about that, all right? Because I know during one of the lives we came out, we had awesome news, at least awesome news to me as far as when it comes to the sport of Formula One. I think it's an awesome thing to happen. We had Andretti Autosports announce their collaboration with Cadillac, the General Motors American manufacturer, and suspected to be Honda power unit supplier with their campaign to entering Formula One. This is really materializing at this point in time. It could be as soon as 2024, but I'm hoping if it is going to happen, no later, it should be 2026, as well as Audi will be entering the Volkswagen Auto Group there too. What's going on, Mary Beanie? But I just got to say, I know plenty of people yesterday and in the comment section, they were talking about Toto Wolff. They were talking about Christian Horner. Well, let me just tell you, those are not the only team principals that were against new teams entering Formula One. And the one I'm about to bring up right now, to me, would kind of be the most egregious given the time since the situation and their performance since being in this situation. I just got to say, Gunther, bro. No. Gunther, bro. Why are you doing this? Okay, Gunther himself last season made statements that to me would say he is against the entrance of new teams in Formula One. And I'm going to tell you why I think that this is damn right egregious. And this is what it is. Everyone's looking at me laughing. Let me tell you why Mr. F-Bomb Man himself, aside from me, is egregious. Let's look at a statement. Let's look at Gunther being quoted, because Christian Horner, Toto Wolff are not the only ones that may have made statements saying that they weren't fully behind new teams. Let's look at something Gunther said. Gunther says this: why would we share the pie with more people? Now, it is funny to me that Gunther says in one of these quotes, like, I'm not saying that I'm opposed to new teams, and we're going to look at that. But Gunther, if you say, why would we share the pie with more people, that definitely doesn't support you saying that you ain't opposed to it. That supports you saying you do oppose it. That's like me saying, I really don't want to share this cookie with you. I really don't want to go to the mall with you. I really don't want to meet your parents, but I'm not opposed to doing it. What the hell? That's a contradiction in itself. That is a big ass contradiction, bro. Why would we share the pie with more people? Let me tell you why, Gunther, dog. Let me tell you why you would share the pie with more people. Since you act like you forgot, like Roy Jones Jr.'s horrible rap song, I'm going to remind you, Gunther, because maybe you are forgetting because somebody slammed your door, just knocked some of your brain cells out, and you forgot why. Let me tell you why, bro. Let me give you a good example of why. Because in 2017, you were that 11th team on the grid, bro. Before you were there, what was it? Man or Mercedes was there. You came in 2017 and you made the 11th team, Gunther. Did you forget that? Did Gunther forget that he made the 11th team in 2017 as a new entrant from Stuart Haas? And let me be very clear. Haas is an American NASCAR origination team who crossed into Formula One. And by far right now, Gunther's saying that he opposes Andretti coming in. Andretti looks like he's coming in way far more American than Haas has ever done in their entire 7 years of existing here in Formula One. This is why. Haas understands that they failed horribly. They did nothing great to marketing themselves as a true American Formula One team, either by their driver pairings, their liveries, or the way they pronounce themselves. If Andretti gets into Formula One, I'm here to tell you, that's going to be America's Formula One racing team. Haas is going to be not even a redhead stepchild, not even an adopted child, not even a third cousin. Haas is going to be not even thought about as an American team. They might as well pack up and move their shit out of Carolina. Oh, I see Mary Beanie using those emojis. So, yeah, that's what they might as well do. So 2017, let me tell you something. Something different between Mercedes and Red Bull is they've been here for a while. And on top of being here for a while, choking up on water, they've also, let me show y'all something. Let me show you something real quick. So let me show you real quick. Let's go into this. Right there as you see it. Haas, number 8 out of 11. How much progress have they made since then? I don't think they made a shit ton of progress since then. They haven't. So let's look at something else Gunther said, because I'm still trying to figure this out. Gunther also says, at the moment, there is no need for it. And if there is nothing actually valuable to Formula One in adding another team, why would we share the pie with more people? And I think that it is almost every team's opinion about it. It's FOM's opinion. If there is no clear advantage to having an 11th team, basically, what is it good for? I bet you right now, I can find a group of people that can't tell me one thing that Haas has really done to improve the market value of Formula One. I'm telling you right now, I bet you right now, I can find a group of people who cannot name to me the great things that Haas has done for Formula One. So what was the upside for Haas when they were the 11th team on the grid? I'll wait. Anybody want to put it in the comment section? I would like to know what this upside was, because now Gunther is saying if there's no upside, that Andretti should not be allowed in Formula One. Well, what was the upside when Haas came into Formula One? Because I have not seen that yet. I'm just being honest. You haven't produced, groomed, manifested an awesome or excellent driver in your time. Charles Leclerc touched and went. I don't even know what the hell he was doing there. You can't even manage to stop wrecking cars to the point where your damn salary cap at this point going forward is in danger. I've always said that above the sign at Haas, it says if you're not wrecking, you're not racing. And they live by that. They live by that. You got a Ferrari power unit, and that ain't doing great for you. So what was the upside, Gunther, to Haas coming to Formula One? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What was the upside, bro? Because unlike Red Bull, back to Jaguar, and then Stewart, Manor Merck, who probably, don't quote me, I think before was Manor Merck, it was Virgin. No, Virgin was first. Oh, it was Marussia. It was Marussia. So before Manor Merck, it was Marussia and then Virgin. Haas, you came pretty much how Andretti is going to come, as a completely new team, not as affiliations. So why would Gunther be so opposed to pushing? You know what? Some quotes come in mind. Let me say this. The teapot calling the kettle black. What's good for the gander is good for the goose. Don't throw rocks living in a glass house. Gunther, if anybody should have been on board with Andretti coming as a new team, it should have been Gunther. If you weren't completely on board with it, I think because of your previous position, you should have shut your mouth. Haas has no money to get faster. Bro, it's a tax write-off for real. Galacticus, bro, a tax write-off for real. That's no lie. Like okay, and matter of fact, let's get to that. Let's get to that. Because in this statement, you see, I'm going to show you right now. He says the 10 teams which are here a long time. We are the youngest, and we've been here for 7 years. 7 years, not even a decade yet. You don't want to be diluted if there's no upside to it. Well, Gunther, they diluted for you, and there wasn't no upside to it. And I think when you got in, they just started the dilution fee, the anti-dilution fee. No, they just started the anti-dilution fee, I think, in 2020. Then zero 10. Andretti has pulled the ultimate power move now. All of those F1 teams hating on Andretti need to shut up. Now what? Y'all better put some specs on that name for real. They better put some respect on the bro's name because they not giving up. But that's what I'm saying. Okay. Gunther definitely should. And then it looks bad to me because Gunther being part of Haas, which is supposed to be an American team, shouldn't have been anti-Andretti. Excuse me. Now that mint got me right in the back of my damn throat. Shouldn't have been anti-Andretti. He should have definitely supported that, but he didn't. Now we want to talk about the point that he's saying no upside. Gunther, does anybody remember this? These faces due to that? Does anybody remember that? That was an entire catastrophic sponsorship situation with Rich Energy. That's why Gunther face be looking like that. That was a horrible situation. And now, what would seem to be their most, and by the way, Moneygram is out of Dallas, Texas, I believe. What would seem to be their most elaborate or glamorous sponsor would be Moneygram. Well, I mean, Moneygram, I mean, it's a good thing, right? Because it might be, right, scams. It might be just a little bit more reliable. But when I look up Moneygram as far as like payment processing or money transferring international platforms, Moneygram don't even come up in the top 5. Pretty much like Haas. So maybe birds of a feather flock together. And I'm just being honest when I tell you this. Moneygram, as far as that, if you do a quick search, you're going to see these companies. Wise, Western Union, Zelle, Cash App, PayPal. Moneygram don't even come up. But worse than that, there might be something that Haas cannot avoid. All right, it might be something that Haas can't avoid. Because during my search, I came up on this. Moneygram sued for allegedly delaying transfers and withholding funds. Customers sending remittance overseas were harmed by delays and other violations, according to a lawsuit from the Federal Consumer Bureau and the New York Attorney General. Does that sound positive to y'all? Did that sound positive to y'all? Now, I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know if everything's been concluded. I just know that's what I came up on as I was doing a search for Moneygram's ranking as far as other businesses like them. And this is something that's happened in the past couple years, so I don't even know if all of this is already straightened out. That's what I don't know. What I do know is if this isn't straightened out, Haas will find themselves in a situation that's like all the other situations they've already been in. There has been no upside to Haas being in Formula One. They've literally been the laughingstock of the grid. You got one pole position, 2 fastest laps, best result of what? 4th and best grid position of 5th, all by one driver who is K-Mag, which got his first pole position last season, whose ceiling is about as tall as a dwarf, and Grosjean, who's not even here anymore. You have not been an upside to Formula One since you've been in Formula One. You literally have race meetings that have to be specifically focused to your drivers about not wrecking each other or wrecking the cars. You literally had a sponsor throw a temper tantrum that you were changing up the cars and wanted the drivers to switch. You literally were donning Russia colors instead of American colors and having American sponsorship until now. So, Gunther, I ask you again, what is the upside? What was the upside to Haas being the 11th team in 2017 in Formula One? And what makes you so much better, or what makes you think that you are so much better or have done so much better than Andretti can or may do with their entrance into Formula One? I just got to know. Because Haas ain't done shit great. They ain't done nothing excellent, and half-ass ain't done nothing good. Besides not do a lot of upgrades because, well, their driver was wrecking up and tearing up Formula One cars, so that's a lot of money spent in that, so they probably really didn't have the time and the money to do a lot of upgrades. So I think it's not just Toto, it's not Christian. All these teams are worried about their pie unless it's their time to sit at the table and get a piece of pie. In 2017, it was Haas's turn to sit at the table and get a piece of the pie, and they were allowed in, and they were the 11th team. Now that Haas is there for 7 years, Andretti is talking about entering, and not only Andretti, we're talking about another few teams that might end up trying to enter Formula One in the next few years too. Now he's opposed to it. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop this corny crap. That's corny, Gunther. That's corny. Like, I like Gunther, but that's a corny stance. Haas is the comic relief of F1, World, Galactic ain't lying. They are the comic relief. That's straight up the truth. We don't look for Haas in a race to, although with Mick being there, I think people wanted Mick to do well with the team who wasn't doing well. I think people looked to Mick to see if he could turn that around with his young spirit, with his namesake, and it didn't happen. And I think K-Mag did a far better job than Mick did. And I'm hoping Mick, being a reserve driver with Mercedes, which his dad, Michael Schumacher, was also at Mercedes at some point in time, maybe he may learn something, or maybe he may pick up things that might make him a better driver. Gunther should just take his shares of the $200 million and shut up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, Sheldon, you ain't lying. If you don't know, the anti-dilution fee is $200 million, giving each team, currently the 10 teams on the grid, $20 million apiece for the fact that a new team will come in and demand a portion of that prize money pie of Formula One to kind of soften the blow a little bit. It's your entry fee to the big boys club. But after that, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it right now. I don't even need to see statistics yet. I'm telling you right now, Andretti collaboration with Cadillac and Honda. But yeah, by the way, that's Haas going through all their shit when they had to chain up deliveries. But in combination with Andretti, Cadillac, and Honda, markability is killing Haas. Marketability is already killing Haas, and they're not even on the grid yet. Haas is going to take a backseat to Andretti. Haas is going to take a backseat to Andretti. I said that right the first time. That's exactly what's going to happen. And Gunther and the rest of them probably know it. Stuart Haas and them probably know it. Like I said before, Haas should have done a better job, got with your boy in America so you can start doing some things. Collaborations with other podcasts in America, Formula One podcasts, collaborations within the towns and the cities. McLaren does a better job than you in your own backyard and becoming an American Formula One team. I'm just being real. Damn, K-Max sold more t-shirts than Haas last year. Oh, shit. Nikita's picture is giving me PTSD. Hey, that's no lie. That's no lie. I totally understand. So, like I was saying, Gunther, just check yourself. What's good for the gander is good for the goose. 2017, that used to be you. So, we're going to have a race this Sunday. I'm thinking about trying to do a driver's presser this evening. I will get with the drivers on that. If so, it will post Saturday, and we're just going to have a good time. I don't know what. I'm still waiting to see if Porsche is going to come out of the woodworks, if Porsche is going to just deliver us some smackdown news. Then all of a sudden we have a suspected maybe, shit, at that point in time, we're talking about, we're going to have 12 teams. And if Porsche comes in and this shit's my right, we're talking about 13. Now, I will say this. I think over 12 is too much. But if over 12 can work, I'm not opposed to it, unlike Gunther. If over 12 teams can really work, I'm cool with it. But I think 12 is like a good number. I do think 12 is a good number. That's just what I think. But we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes from here. Thank you all for dealing with me as that Lifesaver Mint attacked my vocal cords very harshly. So, but Gunther gonna be making that face right there when Andretti get on the pavement. When they get on the grid, that's the face you're gonna probably see Gunther with all the time. All right, that's the face you're gonna see Gunther with all the time. When if Andretti gets on the grid, Gunther's face is gonna look like that. Like 80% of the time, it's gonna look toe up because he's gonna be getting toe up. Haas gonna be getting toe up out there. So just be prepared for Gunther's face to look just like that. Unless he comes along and says, hey, I made a mistake. I apologize. Should have been more support. But his face still gonna look like that probably because he's gonna get ran up out of there. So I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. But like I said, Haas was once in this situation. If you didn't know, now you know that Haas indeed was the 11th team. As you see right there in 2017, Manor Mercedes was on their way out that year, falling out of there. And Haas ended up being the newest 10th team on the grid. But at this point in time, they were the 11th team. So it's a little bit contradictory to see Gunther make such statements strongly about being against Andretti, who is a world driving champion in Formula One. Andretti, who has done far more than Haas has in multiple different areas of the motorsports. Just saying. Andretti is bringing millions of fans and money. Galacticus ain't lying, bro. Andretti, do you not remember Andretti Autosports just signed Jamie Chadwick? Do you not know Cole Herter? Do you not know IndyCar? Do you not know that they have history in rally? Do you not know ISMA? Do you not? I mean, I could keep going on about the things in Formula E. Do you not? They out here in these motorsport streets. They out here in these motorsport streets, y'all, and they about to be in Formula One. Website about to get totally revamped. So, Gunther, chill out. Send an apology over to Andretti. Let him know, hey, man, I was talking crazy. You know, Christian Horner got my ear, but no, you know, he gone anyway. And, you know, I was just talking crazy, man. My bad. I'm glad you coming. Go send a card, send a welcome card. You should do that. That way, when they bust your ass, as horribly as it can be in Formula One, it won't be so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you get your ass busted and then the person don't like you versus you get your ass busted like, hey, bro, man, next time, I hope you do better. It's just different. It just feels different. Just think about it. So, all right, y'all, we're going to see y'all this weekend. Race Sunday. Probably going to be back on again Saturday. I could even be back on tonight. Definitely probably will be on the Instagram. Peace and love to everybody. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for sticking with the channel. 2023 is about to be a booming season for us all. Big shout out to you. Peace.